Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Oh, almost forgot to put the hat on. Now I'm not putting the hat on because this is an unboxing. I did say in one of my previous videos about an unboxing, when I had the hat on, when I had the cap on, I'd be doing an unboxing. I'm not doing an unboxing, I've just put the cap on because I happen to find it in the cupboard and I think it looks really cool. Makes me look a bit like Samuel L. Jackson because he used to wear a Kangol cap. I haven't been sponsored, they haven't paid me to wear this, they haven't even paid me to say that I'm wearing a Kangol cap. I'm just saying it because I like it. Now, I did a video a couple of days ago, which you may have seen, which was about how to pump up a tyre. Now, a few people seemed to think that that video was a little bit beneath them and they didn't need my instructions on how to pump up a tyre. Well, that may work for you, but there are new people, new to cycling, who aren't necessarily that experienced and knowledgeable about cycling as you think you are. So I hope they found it useful. But one thing I hope everybody will find useful is a little thing that I want to do today, which is about tyre pressures. Now, if you're pumping up your tyre, then it's very important that it is pumped up to the correct pressure. And I suggest you purchase and you carry with you a tyre pressure monitor. I haven't got one between my fingers. I'm just kind of holding my fingers up just in case there was a tyre pressure monitor there. You can either use a pump or you can stop at a garage if you've got an adapter that will fit your tyres. But you need to carry something that will measure the pressure of your tyres. Why is that important? Well, because you need to change the pressure of your tyres according to the surface that you're riding on. Now, the first one to consider is 5. This is 5 PSI, and PSI stands for pounds per square inch, and it refers to the cost of the air that you put into the tyre. So it's the number of pounds. In America, of course, it's dollars per square inch. In other words, DSI or PSI. SSI, because the dollar symbol is like an S with a couple of vertical lines through it, isn't it? Well, I'll call it DSI, which is dollars per square inch. In the United Kingdom, it's pounds per square inch. In Europe, it's euros per square inch. And depending on which country you're living in, it's your particular currency per square inch. Not centimetre, I'm afraid. This doesn't work in metric, only works in imperial measurements. So the first one is 5. So 5 pounds per square inch is what you would use if you were riding through a stream, a creek, a small rivulet, not a river, because that comes next. 10 PSI is the way you inflate your tyres if you're riding through a river, because that will enable you to float sufficiently just to cross the surface. Moving on swiftly, 15 PSI you would use if you're riding in snow. If the snow is more than 2 feet deep, you advise 2 feet deep is about a little bit more than half a metre if you're no longer in the United Kingdom. So if you're riding in snow that is more than 2 feet deep, then I suggest you get off your bike. But if you're riding in snow that's less than 2 feet deep, then 15 pounds per square inch in your tyre would be the correct pressure. Now, very close to that is riding on ice. And in riding on ice, you would ride at 17 pounds per square inch. Not very much more than 15. In fact, those who can do the maths, it's only 2 more than 15. But you need to be careful on ice because it's very easy to slip over. So it can be helpful, in fact, if you leave your bike at home and just pump your shoes up to 17 pounds per square inch. 20 pounds per square inch you'd use for riding in mud, and 25 for those gravel riders amongst you is if you are riding on gravel, or as we call it here in Kent in southern England, normal roads. So 25 pounds per square inch for riding across gravel, and 30 pounds per square inch if you're riding across a bridleway. Now, a bridleway, at least in the United Kingdom, is a track that is normally used by horses and recent brides, which is why it's called a bridleway. But cyclists are also entitled to ride on a bridleway if you can find one that's passable and isn't completely covered in manure. Now, £40 per square inch is what you'd put in your tyres if you were commuting to work, so if you had a commuter bike, and £50 per square inch is what you would use if you were riding across a footpath. I must say, in the United Kingdom, it's frowned upon to ride on a footpath. I said it was illegal, but one of my correspondents said you can ride on a footpath as long as you create a nuisance. No, sorry, the other way around, as long as you don't create a nuisance. So walkers, dogs, people with grandparents or children, they can create a nuisance on a footpath, but a cyclist can't ride on it if they are planning to create a nuisance. Now, £75 per square inch, and remember you do need to adjust your tyres as you ride on each of these different surfaces. It can take a little bit of time, but it does pay off in the end. 75 per square inch is what you would ride if you were, is what you would put your tyres to if you were riding across a car park. Now, there could be a Tesco's car park, a Walmart car park if you're in the United States, a Lidl car park or an Aldi car park if you're in Europe. So just a car park generally. 85 is for what we call in the United Kingdom an A road. It's what you in the rest of the world probably call a road. We call it a road. You might call it just a road or just a road. And 100 is if you're riding on a motorway. Now, riding on a motorway in the United Kingdom is not allowed for cyclists, whether you're creating a nuisance or not. And it's also what you call in the United States a freeway, and what they call in Germany an autobahn. I don't know what they call it in France or Italy or Spain, Venezuela, Hong Kong, Singapore. Other countries are available. So we call it a motorway, and a motorway is a place where people drive very fast and break down a lot and cause lots of traffic jams. And then the highest pressure is 120 pounds per square inch, and that's if you're riding on the track. In other words, you're riding on the track, like you're a track cyclist. 120 pounds per square inch is quite a high pressure. It makes the tyres pretty hard. If you touch the screen just there, it'll give you an indication of just how hard your tyres would be. But tyre pressures, absolutely essential. One way to achieve good tyre pressures by getting a lot more air into your tyre is via the use of a CO2 canister as opposed to an ordinary bicycle pump, and I should be doing a video shortly about how to use a CO2 canister. Not as basic as it might seem. So thanks for watching. Again, this is a hat by Kangol. You can buy it from my website. I don't get any money if you buy it from me. Other people get the money, probably Kangol, I assume. I really like the hat. Hope you like it too. I hope you've enjoyed this video. See you next time, and thanks for watching.